So we got 3 couples go to see a movie in Winnipeg. They sit together in 6 consecutive seats, and couples sit together. How many seating arrangements are possible? So how many decisions need to be made? Because that's the first question you're going to ask yourself. How many decisions need to be made? Six. You have to decide who sits in the first seat, who sits in the second, who sits in the third, who sits in the fourth, who sits in the fifth, who sits in the sixth. Okay? So how many people could sit in that first seat? 6. Anybody could sit here. Does that make sense? How many people can sit in the next one? There's only 5 people left. 3 people can sit there? Why? Okay, so there's 6 choices, so you choose one person, and you say that person's sitting there. How many people can sit beside that person? 1. Why is it 1? Because they have to sit, they come as couples. So this doesn't mean 6 people are sitting there. It means you have 6 choices. And in your mind, you can imagine I chose one of those 6 people to sit there. Then that will restrict your next spot, because now there's only one choice, because the couples have to sit together to sit there. How many people could sit in the next spot? 4. Anybody who's left could pick that next spot. How many choices would you have for the 4th spot then? Just 1. Because a couple has to sit together. And then how many choices here? 2, and then 1. So you could write, this is anyone. And then this 1, you could write that this means that the couples have to be together. That's why I only have one choice. Then there's 4 left. And then this one is 1 because the couples have to be together. Two left. And then the couples are together again. So there's an explanation of how it works. Okay? Now, later on, we're going to learn this same question with different strategies. Later on, we're going to learn this same question could have been done with starting off with 3 decisions. And each of those decisions has 2 seats. You decide which couple is going to sit here, which couple is going to sit in the next 2, and which couple is going to sit in the next 2. By the way, if we multiply this all out, we get 48. If you start by thinking couples and you keep them together, how many couples could sit in the first 2 seats? There's 3 choices, right? Because they're all there. Then there would be 2 couples that could sit in the next 2. Then 1 couple that sits next. That only gives you 6 possibilities. But can you see that for each of the couples, they could be this way or this way? So for this one, you'd have to multiply by 2. This one, you'd have to multiply by 2. And this one, you'd have to multiply by 2. And if we did 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, we get 48 again. Thinking of the same problem with a different strategy. And that's what's going to make this unit difficult, because there will be different strategies that you can use to count the same thing. Right now, this is the only strategy we have. But we're going to learn some more strategies as we go, which sometimes makes things more complicated because you have to recognize which strategy makes the most sense for each of these cases. So I'd like you to get a start on these questions, to start thinking this way.